everything that we do, we try and reflect on much as we can for the local environment here. As far as farmers in the area to just local companies and breweries. Mostly here in Denver, everything is very much weighed on distilleries and breweries and all that stuff. So that's what most tourists want to see when they come to Moxy is really, they want to see local beers and they want to see craft distilleries, and that's pretty much what we try to showcase across the board for the guests that are coming in from out of town. Yeah, sure. The beer that I'm sipping on right now is Joyride ESB. Okay. So extra special bitter that they did. Only a couple barrels of these were made, and they just won out of Denver and over in Edgewater. Okay. Over there, one of my favorite places to go and hang out when I have a chance. Yeah. These guys, actually, I was there when they won medal for one of their sour beers or sour style ales at GABF. So I like to keep as many of the high-powered breweries in town that keep winning awards and keep doing great things. We like to showcase that as much as possible. This one here, it does. We're using Woody Creek bourbon on here, and it is a 3-way raspberry cocktail. So we get the raspberries in, and we make a slow jam out of it, and then slowly turn it into a cordial from there, and just constantly adding more raspberries. So about 3 separate stages, and it comes through as a 3-way raspberry drink. We call it the Holiday 3-way.
Moxy is more of like we're looking for the fun hunters. We're looking for people that want to share spaces and times and laughter and play Jenga over a round of beers together. Yeah. So they're busy travelers, but they also know how to relax and have fun, and that's us. Yeah. So it's perfect for me and for my team just because we can kind of show our tattoos, we can chill, we can talk about Guns N' Roses, we can but that's what makes a better conversation with the guests. And I have a piece of conversation to talk to them about, shared interests, and if they hate Guns N' Roses, we can feud about it a little bit. But that's kind of the fun thing about the Moxy is we just, like to be who we are, and it's not stifled or hidden.
I think for Moxy and just for hotels in general, what I tried to focus on with our food program was just home-style comfort food, especially through the holidays and things of that nature, where it's just everybody's traveling, they're out of town, sometimes they miss that home-cooked meal, something basic and easy. We do a short rib with the demi-glazed mashed potatoes and bourbon carrots, and just that real comfort style food that everybody's kind of missing when they're away from home and out of town. I think everybody here is kind of trained to lean them into where they want to go and what they want to do, whether it's a beer or a cocktail. Everything's kind of gauged to mix and match according to everybody's taste profiles, really.
Well, I don't know if you looked on the floors, but we have local art on every single floor. So there's local art installations. Every floor is different. So wherever you are in the entire building, there's going to be a different conversation piece. It's all going to be based in local culture. So that's kind of the ambiance of it, is we want to go back to Colorado and hiking and who we are as people. So it's all into mining and just what Colorado is about, which is that local piece of just, I don't even know how you would how you describe it. It's kind of undescribable because it's such an eclectic collection of things. But that's kind of what Colorado is, right? It's like people who came across the West and they were all here looking for gold, and they just kind of ended up meshing their personalities together. So that's kind of the Moxy.
Your basic profile is a sour, sweet, and bitter. Is pretty much what most guests are looking for. Most of the time, when I make a cocktail or a cocktail list, I start with how I want it all to look. If I had to lay them all out in a line on the bar, I want them all to have a specific color, look, and taste and vibe for each one. So I start with that idea, and then I can backfill what I'm looking for from each and every, ingredient and where I can get it from there. I remember growing up, I grew up on Long Island and making drink menus and growing up there, and women would not touch whiskey in the early 2000s. They would never do it. You would never catch them dead drinking whiskey. But now here in Colorado, especially over the last, I'd say 5 to 7 years, you've seen the whiskey sales go through the roof, and it doesn't matter if it's guy or girl, man or woman, everybody's drinking whiskey. Especially here, we have a very large whiskey menu, and the back shelf is, we spend a lot of time curating the whiskey here, and it's been fun putting it together and working with the distributors. Honestly, it's become easier over the last couple of years. Colorado, I feel like, can be a standalone state. You can find just about anything that you need here in Colorado. There's a farmer that's growing it. There's a person that's making it. Everything can be sourced locally if you really want to find it that way. Outside of some wild ingredients here and there if you got to source them. But yeah, the artisan touch on, I think, everybody's food and drink and menus are a certain point that everybody tries to hit to a level.
Yeah, Cherry Creek feels more of an upscale vibe. We don't have the downtown feel. It's not the hustle and bustle, so everyone's a little bit more relaxed. They're having a coffee in the morning before they're jumping into their meeting. They're chatting with people, vendors, with each other. They're making connections. So Cherry Creek is upscale, but without feeling stuffy, without feeling too bougie. It still has that down-to-earth Colorado feel, but in a more upscale way.